Hey, so it's been a while. Well, I've been doing some videos, but in Spanish, so it's been a while since I did for the London series. So yeah, Happy New Year. We are in 2025, so it's gonna be this year. By this summer, it's gonna be 20 years since I arrived by the first time in London. Oh wow, wow, 20 fucking years, man. God. And yeah, so far I've been telling you guys anecdotes, histories, but this time in this one, I wanna go a bit further and also criticize myself, maybe on some decisions I took in the past that I don't know, I can't come back in time and what is done is done, but yeah, sometimes it makes me think, not the famous what if. Okay, so I was no regrets, but I mean, just thinking of different possibilities. So I was in 2013 doing my DJ nights, mainly in the Devonshire's Arms pub in Camden, but also in other pubs and sometimes even in gigs. I remember one DJing for a DRI gig in Tufnell Park, so that was cool, man. And yeah, even the guitar player say, "Yeah, man, that's cool. You're the best DJ ever." He told me something. I was just playing some, as usual, some old school thrash metal, and then that fucking job in the DLR trains, working in the stations, cleaning. I was like over 1.5 year, like 1.5 year, maybe. And I quit. I quit because I had enough. I was never interested in the job, and I got it just because I thought the job center was gonna cut my benefits. I don't know. They were desperate to. In that time, it was a popular job center, and they didn't want people to become long-term unemployed. So anyway, yeah, I did a course, maybe only 1 week course, and then I got the job in the DLR trains as a cleaner, and it was cool, the job itself. But some people I worked with was shit. Was the worst workmates and bosses I ever had in all the jobs in London. So the job itself was not too complicated, but these idiots, they couldn't organize for good the jobs, and was always so much unnecessary stress. And yeah, fuck them and fuck these guys. Yeah. So well, I was over a year, and then I took holidays, and then I never came back, and then I went to the job center after that. I said fuck them, and I was explaining them what happened, and I was like, this time you are not gonna fuck me up again, man. Otherwise, don't give me the fucking benefits, man. I don't give a shit, but don't fuck me up again. So I say what happened, and back then I had the idea. First, I wanted to come back to office jobs, and then I say, okay, it's gonna be very complicated if it's English not my first language, like being in an office, picking the phone the whole fucking time. So I was thinking, and I said maybe because I'm DJ now, and I'm seeing job, the job behind the bar also, So maybe I could do that too, or maybe I could become a pub manager and do the whole thing with the music and running the pub. So for my surprise, I was in the benefit system again. I didn't know I would be admitted because I left the job, but I told them the truth. That was like very bad relationship with other workmates and with my direct bosses. And yeah, well, but I had that on benefits again, temporary, and I went to a hospitality course, you know, and then after that, I got a job for Weatherspoon as a bartender. So that was much better than the DLR trains. Still a very hard job because was busy all the time. And whoever is listening to this and they know how it works, these kind of jobs was 0 hours contract. So if the pub was busy and they need you, you work. But if the pub becomes quiet and was no needed for more stuff in a particular time, they could send you home politely. They say, they see me walking around and wiping tables or whatever, when it's not busy, trying to do something. Alex, do you want to go home? They ask me like if it was my decision sometimes. And sometimes they say, I say, no, I need the money, but yeah, sometimes I say, okay, fuck it, I'm gone. So the money was up and down, I had very good weeks, but I had bad weeks too. So yeah, man, and then that's my autocritic. So I think maybe because I started working, I was over 2 years with them. So maybe I was DJing. Maybe I should have used that experience in a bar job to try to find a job more according with my style. Like how you say, like freelance pub, maybe more rock and roll orientated pub. You know, instead of a Weatherspoon. But I think I tried, but not even the manager in the pub where I was DJing took that too seriously. Like he liked to see me headbanging and with the music, that was good. But I don't know, he didn't never thought to put me behind the bar, and was no many rock and roll places to choose. But yeah, well, anyway, it is what it is. So that 2013 and 2014, I continued doing the Thrash Evil Attack night DJing and working in a pub in East London, very close to Upton Park. So it was crazy. Anytime West Ham play at home was very, very busy. We had security guys, and they counted. Anytime somebody go in the pub or out, they could count how many people. And at some points they couldn't allow more people inside because it was totally packed. So yeah, and we used to give the drinks in plastic, for safety reasons. But I had to say, I never ever saw a fight in a match day. I saw a few, no many, maybe in 2.5 years, like 4 or 5, and in random days. Never in a match day when the pub was totally packed. Sometimes even not even a weekend, even in a not busy at all day. Just one crazy guy can fuck your day up, you know. And that was happened. But yeah, even I was starting supporting West Ham before that job, but during that job was even more obvious. So yeah, I became 100% West Ham supporter in a, and an East Ender too, because I was just back at the time. Even if I had to move for some reason, only looking for a flat in that area, between Whitechapel and Myland, Bethnal Green, Stepney Green, all was in that area. And my girlfriend also loved over there, Victoria Park, Regent's Canal. So yeah, it was good, man. 2014, and then something happened with the manager at the dev. For a while, we thought the pub was gonna close. He was never clear about that. We didn't never fucking know what's going to happen. So I think at the end was some problems with the guy and he was renting the place or something and he had to move, but it didn't mean that the pub was gonna close down, but he was so unclear about it. And okay, he wanted me to join him in the new pub he was going to DJ, and I was okay with that because I got the DJ job at the dev because of him, so yeah. But he wanted me to leave the job in the dev to join him, and I was doing that for years and years in the dev now, and I was even friend with everybody else there and with the guys behind the bar and the customers, and I was like, but why the fuck, I don't know if it was a bit selfish, but I don't know. I was thinking why I had to stop the night there when I got, regulars, and the other pub was not too far away from Camden. But if I do that on Wednesday, why I can't do the other night in the new pub on any other day? But the guy wanted to compete with the previous pub and destroy them, and I told him, okay, I want to DJ with you, but I want to continue doing here. I'm not having too much money. If I can do 2 nights regularly every week instead of only one, is good for me. You fucker, I asked you for bartender job here, to make more money when I was out of work, and you did never wanted, and now you want me to stop that night to the only one night that week with you. So I say no, and he saw that with like a betrayal. So he blocked me from Facebook even until today. And yeah, fuck it, only from his point of view. But anyway, fuck him, and I'm not even giving names, but maybe I guess maybe you should sit and talk a bit more. Like I don't know, but it is what it is. I don't have a DeLorean now to come back in time and fix it. So okay, so he blocked me from social media, and I continue my night at the dev. And well, then was fucked up because at some point we have a American manager, and he had the idea to the brilliant idea to stop these weekly DJ nights, and he wanted just to call the DJ guys when at weekends or when he thought could be a busy night, but not normally Wednesday night or Thursday night. He decided to stop with that, so it was fucked up. It happened just a few months after I told the other manager that I was gonna stay there. So for a while so the Wednesday night was over, and I was, I think, 2015 only DJing, when was some live music bands playing at the deck or special events or, like Halloween or, yeah, but not as often as before. And then thinking, in my pockets to have more money, I changed the Weatherspoon job for a William Hill job, bookies. That was every week, like a top full-time job. So it was gonna be much better, to pay my rent, saving, and going on holiday, traveling, and stuff. So yeah, I start for William Hill, but full-time job, even doing sometimes overtime there. So then at some point I totally stopped the DJ nights. Was, yeah, for a while, but I continued doing for a while, but was less and less regular thing. So yeah, at some point totally stopped. So I think I did for about 5 years, 2010 to 2015. Was basically the time for Thrash Evil Attack, and then yeah. If we talk about money, was much better my life after that, but maybe more boring, I guess. But yeah, it is what it is. So next time we will continue here. Subscribe and click like.